Morning, students. I'm Dr. Bala Ruby, Assistant Professor, Economics Department. In the previous classes, continuously we were discussing about the concept of financial economics and what is money market, what is money sector, like that. We were discussing in the previous classes, right? Now, in today's class, just we are going to discuss what is the capital market, what are the features of capital market, how it functions, like that. We will clearly discuss in this today's class. First, capital market. The capital market, in the sense, it is also one of the market. So it is a place here buyers as well as sellers are purchasing some bonds or stocks or any financial security. See, if it is a normal market, means these buyers and sellers are buying and selling goods and services, right? Similarly, if it is a capital market, in the sense, some of the buyers buy bonds or securities or any stock, and in other hand, some of the sellers are selling these bond or stocks, like all the financial securities are buying and selling in this market. So this market is considered as a capital market, right? And in this capital market, the trading is undertaken by the individual person, or sometimes institution also undertake the trading activities in this capital market. So here the capital market, it trades mostly in the long-term securities. So it is not at all applicable to the short-term securities. Only it is concerned with the long-term securities, right? And next, let us discuss about the main features of capital market. What are the main features of capital market? See, now you have a clear idea what is capital market. Capital market is a place here all the buyers as well as the sellers are buying and selling the financial securities, right? What is financial security? This financial security may be bond or it may be any stock also, right? So this capital market deals only with the long-term securities. So it is not at all applicable to the short-term securities. Just we are discussing only about the long-term securities under the capital market. Hope that you have a clear idea about these capital market. Now, let us discuss about the features of capital market. What are the features of capital market? See, the first main feature is the capital market has created a link between the savers as well as investors. See, the savers also, sometimes if we are having any excess money, how we can save our money? By purchasing, or we are investing our money in the bonds or securities. So in these financial instruments, just we are investing our money, or just we are saving our saving amount for the purchase of the securities or shares or bonds. So here these capital markets act as a link between the savers as well as investors. So this is the first feature, right? And the second feature is it deals only with the long-term investment, or it may be medium-term investment also. So it is concerned only with the long-term, or it may be these medium-term instruments only they are dealing. And the next feature is it utilizes only the intermediaries in these capital market. At the same time, it is considered as the main determinant of capital formation. And other thing is, government rules as well as regulations are also possible in this capital market. So these are the main features of capital market, right? So that all of you are following the classes very carefully. First feature is it creates link between the savers as well as investors, because if we are having any excess amount of money, just we are investing our money in the financial instrument. Then the second feature is it deals only with the medium as well as long-term investment. Then the next thing is it utilizes the intermediaries as well as it is the main determinant of capital formation. So these are the main features of capital market. Then Let us discuss about the structure of capital market. See, what is the structure of capital market? See, broadly, this capital market has been classified into three things. One is equities, second one is derivatives instruments, and the third one is debt instruments. So these three are the broad classification under this capital market as far as India is concerned, right? If you see these equities, see these equities are used as the main important instruments. So it may be stocks or it may be some exchange traded funds also, or sometimes it may be a mutual fund or some securities lending as well as borrowing. These are considered as the equity. Then the next structure is derivative instruments. See, in these derivative instruments, it may be global indices derivatives, or it may be some currency derivatives also, or it may be NSE. What is NSE? That is National Stock Exchange, or bond futures comes under this derivative instruments, right? And finally, if we discuss about these debt instruments, these debt instrument concept include these corporate bonds or some other debt instruments of the central government as well as the state government also, or it may be the securities or debt instruments of the local bodies or other institutions. It may be public sector units or any bank also. So these are the main structure of capital market. So as far as the structure of capital market is concerned, there are three structures. It has been classified into three. One is equities, second one is derivative instruments, and the third one is debt instruments, right? Then come to the next aspect, that is the types of capital market. What are the types of capital market? See, the main types of capital market is private market, and the second one is secondary market. So both these primary market and secondary market has been considered as various types of capital market. Now, what is primary market and what is the secondary market? So in the case of primary market, mainly it deals with the new or it may be deals with the fresh issues of securities. Therefore, we can say this primary market as a new issue market also. So instead of a primary market, we can say that it is a new issue market also, right? Then come to the second type, that is the secondary market. So in the case of a secondary market, mainly it provides a place for purchase as well as the sale of existing securities. Therefore, we can say this secondary market as a stock exchange also, right? So there are two types of capital market. What are they? One is primary market and second one is secondary market. So primary market mainly deals with the new as well as the fresh issues of securities. And in the case of secondary market, mainly it provides the purchase as well as the sales of the existing securities. So these are considered as different types of capital market. Then let us discuss about the functions of capital market. What are the functions of capital market? See, the first and primary function of capital market is it acts the link between the investor as well as the saver. See, in the previous slide itself, we have discussed about this concept. So these capital market act as a link between the investors as well as the savers. Then the next function is mainly with the help of this capital market, it facilitates the movement of capital which is to be used more profitably as well as productively to boost the national income. So with the help of these national income, with the help of these capital market, we try to boost our income of our country. This is the second function. And the third function is we try to develop our economy. At the same time, we try to achieve economic growth with the help of this capital market. How this capital market promotes economic growth? See, whenever we are investing our money in the financial securities, our saving increases, our investment also increases. So when we invest our money in this type of financial securities, in the future we can earn more income, right? So our income increases. When the individual person's income increases, what about the growth of our economy? Our economy also grows very fastly. So this is the next function. And the another function is mobilization of savings to finance the long-term investment. So these long-term investment we can easily mobilize to save with the help of these financial instruments. And finally, the last function is it facilitates trading the securities, because just we are selling our securities in this capital market. At the same time, we are purchasing some securities in that capital market. Okay, students. So hope that all of you have a clear idea about this capital market. Today we have discussed about what is capital market. What is capital market? It is the place here we can sell as well as buy our financial securities. What is the meaning of financial security? It may be bond or it may be stock also. So here the trading is undertaken by some individual person, or sometimes the trading is undertaken by the institution also. And we have discussed about the features of capital market. It creates a link between the savers as well as investment. And here it deals only with the long term as well as medium term funds only. And we are using some intermediaries in this capital market. So it is considered as the main determinant of capital formation. And we have discussed about the various structure of capital market. So as far as India is concerned, there are three structures. One is equities, second one is derivatives instruments, and the third one is debt instruments. Then we have discussed about the two types of capital market. One is primary market and second one is secondary market. So in the primary market, just it deals with the new as well as the fresh issues of securities. And in the case of secondary market, just we are dealing with the existing securities. And we have finally discussed about the functions of capital market. So it is very helpful to boost our economic growth. At the same time, it is very helpful to act as a link between the investors as well as the savers. So these are the main aspects we have discussed in this today's class, right? Okay, students, thank you. The remaining aspects we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.